Welcome to another edition of Blathercast Comics, where we tell you what to read and how to live your life. I'm John.
And I'm Dave.
Now, really, I don't care how you live your life. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, we don't tell you what to read or what to do with your lives. We just make suggestions on books.
I'm just going to tell you what I read and the things I liked about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And if you don't like it, well, that's cool.
That's cool. I see that a lot. Like, people are always like giving you rules. Like, if you don't like this, then you're not a comic book fan. And you're like, really? What? Why a set of rules? What? I don't get it. Like, people like different things.
Right. It makes no sense. Yeah, so what did you want to talk about first here today?
I guess I'll talk about Kill or Be Killed. Because I was going to talk about that last time. And then I ran out of time.
Outstanding. It's a Ed Brubaker book, so it's probably great. I see the cover's got a guy who is he in a padded room?
Yeah, right now he is, yeah. So, like, Kill or Be Killed, that's issue 17 that just came out. It's by Ed Brubaker, like you said. Sean Phillips is in the art. It was probably my favorite creative team in comic books right now. And the story really goes is this guy, Dylan, he tried to commit suicide. He was saved, or some kind of freak thing happened when he did try to commit suicide. And there was like this demon that showed up. The demon tells him, you have to kill someone every 30 days or you will die. So he's like come to the realization that he wanted to live while he was committing suicide. And so now every time like it gets closer to like the 30 days expiring, he gets sick. He's like getting sick and physically ill, and he has to go and kill somebody. And he goes around killing like these bad people. Well, you kind of figure out that he's obviously unstable and he's been on drugs and all this stuff. So you really didn't know if the demon is really there or not, or if the guy's just crazy. And the demon shows up on all this art that his father had done. His father has passed away. He goes through all his old collection of books and art that his dad had did. And the same demon that appears to him telling him he has to go kill people is in his dad's art. So that's kind of the setup of the story. In this issue 17, he had been committed to a, I don't know, it was a mental health facility. I don't know what you call it. And
I believe the correct term is crazy bin or nut house.
Right.
I think those are
those are
the
technical
proper terms.
So he's there.
Loony bin.
Loony,
nut house,
yeah.
Right.
He's there, and the doctor, they pump him full of drugs, so he's kind of like out of it. He's like, all groggy and not thinking very clearly. And the doctor is like talking to him, and he's like, hey, he finally kind of snaps out of it, and he's like, hey, I'm here because I'm the masked vigilante killer. I'm the one that's been running around in this red mask killing people. And the doctor's like, oh, really? Because dude just killed someone yesterday while you were here. So he's like, oh, shit. There's like, wait, am I crazy? Was I not running around killing people? And I just read this news story over and over again, and I put myself into the story? Or no, it had to be. It has to be someone, a copycat. It has to be. Like, I have to be doing this. So kind of like while that's going on through his head, you kind of figure out that there really is a copycat. And he's starting to figure out that, man, I really want to kill somebody and I want to get out of here. And he sees that one of the helpers, doctors, nurses, whatever, that take care of the patients is kind of a scumbag. He's like popping a feel on some of these mental patients who, they're completely doped up and out of it. They don't know what's going on. So he saw that he grabbed this guy, this orderly grabbed somebody, and then he was trying to like have sex with another one, and he kind of like Dylan walked in on him and saw it and all this stuff.
Well, that's a
And
guy that needs to be killed right there.
right,
Sick
exactly.
fuck.
So by the end of the issue, he ends up killing the guy. Like he has a plan to happen, and there's this thing in stories that I've noticed, and obviously it's to make it more interesting, is when they tell you the plan never goes according. You're right.
Well, yeah,
But
it can't.
if they don't tell you the plan is like some sort of twist, right? So and you're like, oh, there was a plan all along.
Right.
So anyway, the plan goes awry, but then he ends up killing the guy anyway. Probably a better plan that fell into place, and now he's gonna escape from the mental facility. And I think it's only got about 3 or 4 more issues left. 3 issues. I think it's ending at 20.
Well,
So
I can't wait until this comes in a giant hardcover. I'm definitely going to pick that up.
yeah, that's a really cool story. There's a lot of other things, that's gone on in the last 16 issues that is really great. Love everything Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips do together. Pretty much anything Ed Brubaker writes, I read. Like he wrote Criminal and Incognito, The Fade Out, Velvet. All that stuff is great to me. I like his crime noir stuff. And I first was introduced to him because he took over Captain America back in the day, in the early to mid 2000s. And I really liked his run on that. So he's like probably my favorite writer. So anything Ed Brubaker, I would suggest.
Yeah, so it's plot twists. I've been watching the latest season of Homeland,
Oh, yeah, man. I'm like 3 seasons behind, probably.
and there was a big plot twist last week. And then when they mentioned it, I'm like, man, am I dumb for not seeing that because it's so obvious? But I just didn't see it. Um, but it seemed obvious, but maybe it wasn't that obvious. I don't know. I don't
So
want to.
what's that have to do with anything?
Well, Carrie's following this. Carrie. Well, you were just saying, when they tell you, and then they
Oh, the
don't.
plan. Oh, I got it.
Right.
So
So
stupid.
they do tell you the plan, but she. So she puts secret surveillance on this guy,
Yeah.
and she's working with this FBI agent, and she puts surveillance on the chief inside the chief of staff's home from like the president's chief of staff. Uh, and she thinks that this guy is scummy and is kind of manipulating the president to act against, the Constitution, basically. So she's trying to bring down the administration or whatever. And they go on, so they find out about this chick who's like cashed in some money, and it was right when this witness got killed in a prison, and they're tying, and the chick is the chief of staff's girlfriend. So they run an op on the chick to say, you're gonna pay us or we're gonna leak it that you paid to get this general killed. By the way, the witness was a general. And she didn't tell the FBI agent that she bugged this house because it's totally illegal that she did it, but she's
Hmm.
got cameras and stuff in there. So she watches after they interrogate her and tell her that they wanted to rattle her cage. So she goes back to David Wellington, who's the chief of staff, and is like, everything's normal. She bangs a guy that night, doesn't mention the tape or anything. Like, everything's normal. She doesn't freak out. And it turns out that this was the plan all along, was to set David Wellington up to go down to bring the administration down. And that he actually didn't have anything to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But the FBI agent that she kind of put her on this path in the beginning of the season
Mm-hmm.
was a part of it. Like, he kind of lined up the dominoes and she knocked him down.
Yeah, she bugs me, that character, like, a lot from previous seasons. And when you were dealing with a military guy that got turned, like, I don't even find the resolution of that. I stopped watching. Like, I was gonna go back to it, but she's annoying to me.
Yeah, I like her. I
Do
like the
you? Okay.
yeah, I totally love the crazy bipolar, and I loved seeing her trying to deal with that and try to decide like what's real and what's paranoia caused by my mental illness. Like, I
Yeah, she probably wouldn't have that position. Do you think in real life?
she might. I mean, it really wasn't known to anyone else besides her sister until, I don't know, season 5 or 6.
Didn't Saul know though? The guy with the beard?
Maybe. Um,
And he bugged me too.
so he's the national security advisor in this season.
Well, I watched one of the seasons where like they blew up like wherever they were meeting. I can't even remember, and like every member of the CIA or the part of the government was like killed.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. It was pretty interesting. Well, anyway,
Yeah, so speaking about watching stuff, what'd you think of that new Superman House of L story?
so
Krypton.
Krypton. So like I we were talking. I liked the episode. I liked the pilot. I think it was fine. I could see myself getting bored during the episode, and I don't know if that was just me losing concentration myself. I don't think it was bad. I just feel like I had some issues with the episode. So this is Superman's grandfather, right? And why do we have to make him like a teenager or the edge of being like 20 or something? What did you say? He was like 20, 20 in his 20s.
I think it's because of like the success of the Flash and the success of iZombie and the success of the other DC shows are minus Arrow, and he's really not even that old, but you know what I mean. All of those are younger people,
Yeah,
right out of college kind of age. None of
yeah.
them are like in their mid 30s or anything like that.
I could deal with him being in his mid 30s, like the show. Like I wouldn't have a problem with that. I mean, I guess that's how they wanted to structure their show, but
Well, I think the other part is because they have that whole Romeo and Juliet thing with him in the House of Zod,
Mhm.
and that probably wouldn't play as well if they were in their 30s.
Yeah, I guess.
If you just looking at that, I mean, at that point, it's like, Dad, I'm 35. You can't tell me who sucks my, you know.
your Kryptonian crystal, right?
Right. Right. You can't
So
tell me who can play with my super button.
and they had I was gonna say that they had the super button in the show, like in Man of Steel, the super button, the
So
plot device.
yeah, so I that was something about Man of Steel that really bugged me. Was the super button. So we are talking about the Kryptonian crystal, but it seemed like in the movie is like, ooh, where's this problem? How can we solve it? Use the super button. And, you know, here it is showing up again. So at least they're sticking with some kind of strange continuity there.
Yeah. What about having the Fortress of Solitude being like the grandfather's Fortress of Solitude on Krypton? Like it was kind of established that he has his own little fortress. Is that the you like that? Don't like that?
Well, it makes sense in a sense because that was created by the crystals on Earth for Clark, right? Or
Yeah,
Kal-El. So it makes sense that that would be a thing that their house did.
yeah,
So it explains it more than, oh, this thing is there and Superman calls it the Fortress of Solitude. So it answers a question that no one was asking.
right.
But, you know, it's kind of cool. It's like one of those things that it's like, oh, that's where that came from. It doesn't bug me. I don't think it's dumb.
No, I don't. I don't think it's dumb. I think it's fine, and I don't have a problem. I was just wondering
It's
what you would thought.
almost better than them saying Grandpa's secret lab. You know, that's better than that.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you.
You know, so
Yeah. So, in the episode, we're introduced to Adam Strange, who's a DC character. I don't know where he really originated from, popped up, but you always see him in kind of like more of the cosmic stuff. I don't remember him being a time traveler. I thought like Rip Hunter or Booster Gold was really the time traveling people for DC, but I guess they're using Adam Strange, and he's more probably like the cosmic stuff that you see. And so he shows up and kind of tells him, "Hey, when this cape disappears, your grandson will be no more. There'll be no Superman, and there's Brainiac coming." So I thought that was kind of cool that they used Adam Strange, and it looks like he's going to be sticking around for the season.
yeah, I always thought he was kind of a weird, almost Silver Surfer, but not quite type of character. Or am I
Yeah,
wrong?
he's like the opposite of Superman, which is kind of interesting way they use him. Is he's like an adventurer here, but he gets transported to another planet and he becomes the hero of that planet. So like he's a human from Earth that becomes a hero of another alien planet.
So for him, what is it? A red sun that gives him power, or that has nothing to do with it? It's
I
just
don't
like
think he
once
has.
I leave Earth's force, I am all of a sudden a hero.
Yeah, I should have probably looked it up before we did the show. I can't remember if he has any such powers or not. I think he's just like an adventurer guy.
Oh, so he just is quick-witted and more like Indiana Jones
Yeah, I would
in
say.
space.
I think if I'm wrong, someone will correct me, but
To
yeah,
name
I
another
think.
famous DC character, Indiana Jones.
Why is he DC character? What?
Oh, he's not. I don't even know if he ever had a comic book, did he?
Yeah, Marvel had comic books of Indiana Jones back in the day.
Oh, must have
I
been
think
that
he's
DC Marvel crossover with Indiana Jones and
yeah, Indiana Jones.
his sidekick Lando Carlisian, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think actually all Indiana Jones is owned by Marvel because that was under Lucas. I think
Yes, it was.
Lucasfilm. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if that was separate or not, but I guess so. So I liked the episode. I could see where the show is probably going to get boring in the middle of this season. Like I could already tell there's going to be like that one episode or two episodes that are going to be boring, and they're going to talk about his bartender friend or something, and I'll be like,
I think that's where the English really have it right. They do 6 episodes and they're all good and they cut out all the bull crap.
yeah, you got to cut out all the bull crap for me. Like, that's why I have a hard time with Flash. Like, I think I pretty much gave up. It's like 23 episodes, and you're going to have like 17 of them not caring. We already talked about that, but uh, yeah, it's a long, lot of episodes to watch.
There's 27 episodes.
22, 23 of
Oh
The
yeah,
Flash.
right.
Probably, yeah,
That's
probably around there.
that's
It's a
too many.
lot.
It's too many.
It's too many for what they do. Obviously, they don't have a huge budget either. So, like, if you had 22 episodes and you had a huge budget, you could be like, we're going to cast this guy and that guy, and we're going to have this special effect, and we're going to speed up the storyline more because we don't need you sitting in a room for 42 minutes talking because we're out of money. You could do stuff like that, right? If you had a bigger budget, you could make it a better show.
Or they
So,
could do 10 to 12 episode seasons, and if they want to do a fall and a winter or a fall and a spring, do 6 on each side
yeah,
of January. Do 6 in September and then 6 in April or something,
yeah.
and then you have double the budget for each episode.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need. You're right. It's like I don't need 20 something episodes where only 2 of them are good. If you're going to give me 12 good episodes, I'm happy.
Well, yeah, and it ends up being like 6. You get the season premiere, uh,
yeah.
the next to last mid season. So the last 2 episodes in the mid season, then the opening mid season premiere,
Hmm.
for the second season, and then the last 2 episodes of that. So you end
Hmm.
up with 6 good, and you really could watch just those episodes and you'd get the overall arc of the whole season on all of these shows.
Yeah.
Arrow, Supernatural, The Flash, any of them. The Walking Dead, same thing with that show.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, like, because they're just stretching out for that budget, and they're like, we ordered this many episodes, and that's the money we're getting, and that's how much we're going to do, and write a story now. And it's kind of like, I don't know if I really like that structure. I don't think it works very well.
yeah, so I went to the theater this weekend.
Yeah. What'd you see?
I saw A Wrinkle in Time. So first off, I have to say that that movie is a big mess. It
You
is.
have not read the novel, though, right?
I
There's a
have.
novel.
I have not read the novel. I want to read the novel
Me too.
just to be like, just so I know what it should have been,
Yeah.
because that movie was a mess. It was a
So
mess.
what is this movie about? I think I read the back of the book, and it just was like it was basically blowing smoke up the book's ass. Like, this won this award and that, and I was like, no, I just want to know what the book's about. I don't really care what awards it won.
So I have no idea what the book is about, and I have
Okay.
no idea where time even comes into play in the movie.
Ah, that's good.
So it's called A Wrinkle in Time, and there's no like time has very little to do with the story. If
Just your time sitting in the movie theater bored.
it wasn't boring per se,
Okay.
like I don't even know
All
if
right.
that's the right word to describe my time in the theater,
Okay.
but you have this girl and her brother. Well, first off, the movie starts. You've got the two parents, and they're giving a physics speech at some kind of convention, or they're giving some talk.
Is this like present day or?
Yeah, it's present day.
Okay.
So they're giving some physics talk, and this guy leaps to his conclusion without really explaining the hypothesis at this talk. Like he kind of jumps the gun and he's like, "You could travel the distance of the universe by using nothing more than your mind." And like the whole place laughs at him. And then he disappears. Uh and this is right after they adopt a son. And the son is super brilliant, but he's so brilliant that he's like weird and everybody picks on him at school. And everybody picks on the daughter at school because, I don't know, your dad disappeared, so that makes you a loser or something, I guess.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh, geez. All right. Fair enough. Go ahead. Sorry.
And people would say stuff like, "Oh, you're such a loser. I can see why your dad left."
No.
And with no real basis on what's wrong with her except that her dad left.
You're such a loser. Your dad disappeared.
Hey, you're such a loser. I bet your dad got cut into pieces by a serial killer.
Yeah, I don't get this. They probably just needed to put bullying into your story.
Yeah,
They're like,
so
bullies are bad.
so
Okay.
so I don't understand that part of it at all, like why she's getting picked on. I know kids are cruel and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't get that.
Like it would be more like if her dad pissed himself in front of everybody, then that might be something that everyone would make fun of you for. But like, hey, your dad pissed himself, and you could probably go a long time making fun of that kid for their dad doing that. Just saying.
Right. Right. So then this other kid who was kind of a popular kid starts talking to her, and her brother is talking to all these weirdos, and this one weirdo chick comes into the house and is like talking some nonsensical crap, and the son is just like, "Yeah, we got to listen to her, she's smart, she knows what's up." And then later on, some more weird people come about, and they're like, "We're going to go help you find your dad." And then Oprah Winfrey shows up, and she's like freaking 40 feet tall. And throughout most of the movie, she's just like looming there in the background, which is pretty creepy. And so they travel these different worlds and question, like they go to this one world and they question a bunch of flowers.
So the time has to do with them. They can travel the distance of the universe with just their mind in the matter of no time, right? Is this
Correct.
okay? That's where time. So,
But it seems
but
to me
wait,
more like A Wrinkle in Space,
yeah, right?
not
Because
A Wrinkle in
time,
Time.
you would think you would be. Yes, you would be time traveling. When you say a wrinkle in time, that's what I would think of
Yes.
instead of. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So wait, how are they? How did these people travel?
So they figure that out. They call it tessering, and they use the term tesseract in this movie.
Okay.
And they call this
Hmm.
travel tessering, and it's all about finding the frequency. And the frequency is love, I guess. And they 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 travel to this one place, and then they see this big black thing, and they call it the it. And of course they find out that her dad is in the it, and the three mysterious
This
ladies are
sounds
like,
terrible.
we can't go there because we can't, like, we're part of the light, and that's the dark, and we can't go to the dark. But the girl's will is so strong that it drags them all to the dark, the it. And the three ladies are like, well, you're on your own because we only have enough power to get ourselves out of here, and we can't stay here or we'll die. So they leave the kids there to fend for themselves in this most evil place in the universe. Real responsible, get these kids on an adventure, and then leave them with the most evil thing in the
So
world.
being bullied in high school, and not high school, but being bullied in school isn't so bad right now.
Right.
Not
So
a bad alternative.
so then they find the dad, and he's in some room.
And
Like,
he's a drunk. No.
so he's in some room that's like spherical in shape, it looks like, but has a flat bottom floor, like has a normal floor.
Hmm.
But it had the appearance of being a spherical room. And he's kind of just chilling in this room that has no furniture or nothing. He's just in there by himself.
How does he pee?
I'm guessing with his penis.
Well, where's he pee? Does he eat?
I have no idea. None of these
Uh,
questions are answered.
oh, this would
So,
have been better if he was
was he
found,
in
like,
that room for 4 years? Who knows? Yeah, was he getting food? Do you need food when you're in the evil? Does being evil make you live forever without the need for food? I don't know, maybe.
these answers were not. These questions were not answered.
So she grabs him and like is like, let's get out of here. We got here. We can get you back. I'm confident we can do this, right?
Yeah.
So they get out of there, and the brother's like, I'm evil now and I'm staying.
Yeah, yeah, that happens.
And the dad is like, you know what? Fuck your brother. Let's get out of here. And
Yeah.
she's like, no, we can't leave him. There's still good in him. And then the dad disappears. So the dad bolts on his two kids. And then
What happened? Did he like find the? What did he do? He just left?
yeah, so he's gone. I
Did he go back home?
You don't know yet, but yes, that's what happened. And the other kid, that the tag along, I have no idea what happens to him in this. Like, he's back at home too, and I don't know how he got there.
Oh.
Uh, I yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The movie was a mess, man. It
It
was a
sounds
mess.
like it.
So then they
This
go.
sounds like a good premise for a movie. And I don't know about the story or not, if they try to like change it from the novel, but this sounds like a good premise, but really, really bad execution.
Oh, it was terrible execution. It was a mess, man. It was just a mess. And then, so she's confronting her brother, who is possessed by the it, and she defeats him by believing in herself. And then they all go home.
Mm.
That's it. That's how she beats him. She believes in herself. That's it. That's the moral of the story. And I'm trying to figure out, so the real villain is within inside yourself, and that's what you have to overcome, your doubts and fears about your own ability.
Well, I mean, it's a nice message and all, but like when you put it in that type of story, you got to kind of establish something. And
They
Um,
established nothing, and you had
yeah,
creepy Oprah Winfrey just lurking in the whole movie. And if you watch this movie, you'll see what I mean. And it's really creepy. She's just creepy in this
yeah.
movie. I don't.
Well,
Now, she says really encouraging and nice things throughout the movie. I don't mean to say that she's mean or evil
it's like
or
a
anything,
weird
but
stalker that was like,
it's
"Hey, you're
just
good enough, damn it."
it's just really strange how she was portrayed, and I really don't know why they made her like
John, that would be a
20 feet
fantastic
tall. And
story. You could just be walking around, some guy comes out of the bushes and it's like, "Hey, damn it, you're gonna get that promotion today." And you're like, "Thank you." And then like every day, it's like, you just you know he just pops up every day, says things like that. Like,
I can
you
tell.
really should you should really kick that cigarette habit. I believe in you.
I can definitely see why this movie had no legs at the theater. It's
Yeah, it didn't do very well.
it's not good. Well, it did pretty decent its first weekend and then just died. And so my place of work bought a ton of tickets with the little coupon for a small popcorn and soda for $5. So I was like, let's go see this movie. I took the whole family. It was like $20, and it was
Yeah.
fun, and the kids loved it. The kids really loved it. Um, yeah, yeah. So that I mean, but I would wait until this is like on Netflix or well, I guess it'll probably never be on Netflix, right?
Yeah, because Disney will probably have their own streaming thing. So if you ever have that, or
Right.
wait till it's on
The
I'm sure they'll play it on the actual Disney Channel. So
my I would guess that it's going to come pretty quick. It might be on Netflix because their thing doesn't end until 2019,
hmm
and this movie's going to be out of the theater pretty quick. And they might, and then if DVD sales are terrible, they'll just put it on there.
this makes me want to read the book more. To like
Oh, I had no interest in the book until I saw what a mess this movie was. And it's
and
like
be
I
like,
want to
okay,
see how they could take some award-winning book and just make such a shitty movie.
yeah, like I mean, we know it, we've seen it happen before, but it's just kind of I want to know for like why it's so bad, and then I would watch the movie. I wouldn't pay money to watch the movie, but I would watch the movie after I read the book and just to compare and see. It'd
They
be
did
interesting for me.
they did something else that I thought was pretty weird. So right before the movie starts, the director comes out and says, "Oh, we did this fantastic thing. This movie is so great." And I I don't understand why the director is coming out and talking. It was
Like
weird.
he came out and he like
Her,
bragged
it was a
before.
her. Yeah.
Oh, she came out and bragged. Yeah, that's right. Because she's going to be taking over like New Gods. She's going to be the director of the New Gods movie. So that's fantastic. So she came out and she bragged about like the movie.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like that wasn't part of the movie. It was just before the movie.
Yeah, it was right before the movie. Like that and then the movie started. And I was like we already bought the ticket. Like what are you doing?
Why are you selling me the movie that I already bought the ticket for and I'm sitting down watching?
And it's like, are you coming out here and tooting your horn just so everybody knows that you're a woman of color? I shouldn't even say that. I have no idea if she identifies as a her or not. It might be a they, it, or him. I mean, she didn't come out and say, these are my pronouns. So I don't know.
I don't know why this movie is so fascinating to me. Probably because how does a train wreck be made? And like, I don't understand with all the millions of dollars and like people really, it's hard to get like discovered and be a good writer. And even if you are a good writer, you might not even get picked. Like through all that and all the money and the studios and stuff like that, I'm always fascinated that bad TV shows get made and bad movies get made. And I'm not saying things that I don't like. I could see something that I don't like and realize why other people like it and go, oh, you know what? It's probably a decent show. I'm just not into that. But I see things that are poorly made and terrible story wise and go, wow, how did this get made in this day and age? I don't get it.
Well, I can honestly say some of the set pieces are fantastic. Some of the effects are fantastic. There's this flying creature that is fantastic. Like, there are definitely some things, like, you can tell, but it's almost like you have this book with a bunch of these set pieces. Like, maybe all of this stuff in the movie was in the book, but they're like, that seems like it would be a cool scene. That seems like it would be a cool scene. That seems like it would be a cool scene, but then they didn't tie the scenes together well. They just put a bunch of really cool scenes in
Right.
without, I didn't care about the girl. I didn't care about the dad. I didn't care about the kid. I didn't care about the love interest, I guess. Like, I didn't care about anybody in the movie. And I really think, I mean, I'm sure Oprah's character in the book was also like 20 to 40 feet tall, but it was just creepy the way they did it. It was creepy to me.
Okay. Well, I would read the book eventually and check out the movie eventually and see how funny it is.
I am going to read the book, and it probably will become part of my movie collection at home because my kids loved it. So,
Well, there's
um,
that then.
you know, they do help make purchasing decisions. You know,
Yeah, it's very true.
you get stuff for your kids that they like, especially something as harmless as that.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Johnny Redbeard. Check out our website, comics.blathercast.com. Like and subscribe to our YouTube stuff.
Yeah, and you could follow me on Twitter at Second Prince. That's 2NDPRINTS. And what's our podcast? The show's on the podcast as well, and you could
Yeah,
subscribe
you can.
to that.
There are links to subscribe on comics.blathercast.com, but we give all the options, so you can get this content audio only on your iPhone or Android device, or play it right off the web page, or you can go to YouTube and get it there. Like, however you want to get it, we are here to serve you.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm here for my own amusement, but I'll pretend it's for you.
And we're happy that you like to listen to our conversations.
Right. Right. Another issue
In the bag.